Welcome ladies and gentlemen back to the SimZone. We are at Spa for the final round of the GT3 PC Championship on ACC, and I don't think we've got any times in just yet. Drivers still getting their tyres up to temperature. Ivanov might be the first one to put in a valid lap. Let's have a quick look. Ivanov's going to come across the line here, and no, Pisak though does a 2:17.890, and it is an optimum track. Tamas on a 2:17.4, Bonenberger on a 2:17.8 in the Porsche, so Porsche's quite high up already. But there we go, Alessandro and the Honda, 2:16.8. We know how quick the Honda is now at Spa. It's even quicker than it was before. So yeah, Alessandro looking good to finish high up, or qualify high up here in the last qualifying session of the season. Witt there puts it into P3 at 2:17.6, but still 0.8 off of Alessandro there. Let's have a quick look at the standings though as we come into this round. So, Hooschii leading the championship on 495 points, followed by Tamas in second on 478. Ivanov on 470, so just 8 points there between Tamas and Ivanov. That's going to be a close one on track as well. Witt in P4 on 444, Alessandro in 5th on 437, Bonenberger in 6th on 426, Cosworth in 7th on 384, Corsa in 8th on 372, Viken in 9th on 342, and Mullard now taking the 10th position here on 336. and I believe he has missed 2 rounds as well, so to be in the top 10 after missing 2 rounds is quite impressive. But we've still got plenty of time left in this qualifying session. I believe the next car across the line is going to be the number 91 car. That's Cameron in the Assetto, who's going to cross the line. Now puts it to P11 at 2:21.5. Gets bumped down to P12 though. I believe that was no, Donatas still on a lap pace. 1 second up actually. Now using the SimZone setups. He said, oh, he's found them much better than we won't mention the other company, but yeah, he's looking good so far. Currently a second up, coming up towards the final chicane then. Onto the brakes, a very, very heavy braking zone this. And quite off camber, that last chicane as well. But he's going to cross the line now. Where would this put him? P9 there for Donatas, 2:19.7. Alessandro still on provisional pole on a 2:16.8. Milan van Putten in the Honda as well. He's 7/10 up. This is going to bump him up a few positions. Not sure if it's going to be P9. It might be a bit too much to ask for. Yeah, it is. And P10 there for Van Putten. So he's on a 2:20, pretty much flat. But Ivanov puts it into P2 here, 2:16.877 exactly. 200ths there, separating the top 2. That's extremely close. Ivanov looking good here to secure P2 in the championship. TFJ saying in the comments he needs to watch PC here at Spa to see where he can overtake and defend for Sunday. Yeah, the console version also at Spa as well. Jan saying he was on race fuel. I'd better take that fuel out, Jan. You've got still time to qualify here. Good to see Ifan in the comments as well. But Alessandro into the pits. Now let's see who's up on the time. Norbert Tamas is currently up on his time. And he is coming through Blanchimont now. He's 2/10 up. It's probably going to put him into the 2:16s. Is it going to be enough though? It's not looking like it will be. He needs to find some more time here into this final chicane, and he has as he rounds the final corner there. He hasn't lost it on the exit. It looks like it might be provisional pole here for Tamas, and it is a 2:16.842. And just putting it on provisional pole. What a lap there from Tamas. He's going to return the car to the pits. Looks like Ivanov is going to go for a hot lap now. He just needs to find a few hundredths here to pip both of these two to pole. Now let's see if he can do it. He's currently a 10th up into turn 1. So it's looking good for Ivanov already, but Spa is such a long track. You can lose it absolutely anywhere. The grid being this close on, well, the top 3, top 4 even, being this close on such a long track is really impressive. Because usually you find that the gaps are much bigger on bigger tracks. But Ivanov 2/10 up. We'll see if we can go. There we go. On board with Ivanov for this lap. He's got someone off ahead. I think that was Ladke. Yep, and Ladke's returned the car to the pits. Kenny showing his support for Carl and Jan. Carl van Hoorn is currently in P23. He hasn't put a lap time together yet, so maybe some invalid laps. See now Ivanov. really using all of the track here, and this last section of the track really needs to keep the car as straight as possible. Try not to scrub off too much speed as we come up through Blanchimont now, using all of the entry, the green parts, the green curb even on entry. Now braking for this last chicane, using a bit of the sausage curb there. I'm not sure if he's still up on his time. I think he may have lost it through that final chicane. It looked to be a bit of a slow entry, and I think, let's see as he crosses the line. No, he wasn't able to do. I'll make any positions there. It was a 2:16.902 that last time for Ivanov, so yeah, he lost that time in the chicane towards the end. But it looks like Tamas now is up on his time, but Bonenberger 3/10 up, still got a bit of a lap to go. He is coming into the last sector now though. Two Porsches, Piszek and Bonenberger, quite equally matched here at Spa. And Bonenberger is 4/10 up. This could put him into the low 17s. Onto the third row, possibly. Let's see, coming up to the last chicane, heavy on the brakes. He's found the 10th, maybe even onto the second row, but he's going to cross the line. It seems like he's lost some time on the exit, and he puts it to P5 still, a 2:17.2 there for Bonenberger. So very good lap time there. Alessandro is a 10th up. Now this could put Alessandro back on provisional pole. We've got so many positions chopping and changing in this qualifying session. You wouldn't really expect this at Spa, but Alessandro coming up to the final chicane, heavy on the brakes there. He's found some time, and he hasn't lost it on the exit. This is going to be provisional pole for Alessandro as he crosses the line at 2:16.6 there from the Honda driver. Really good lap there from Alessandro. Ivanov now coming up to the final chicane. Can he take it back as he exits now? He's 3/10 up. Is it going to be enough? It looks like it will be. And he crosses the line. Yes, it's provisional pole for Ivanov now on a 2:16.642. But yeah, only 4 drivers into the 2:16s. And it's going to be a tough final round for pretty much the whole grid, really, especially for these top 4 though. Ivanov, Tamas and Hladky are all in contention for the win in the championship. And looking at the scoring, first place is 105 points, second is 99, third is 94, and fourth is 90. And the gap between the top 2 in the championship, I believe, let's have a quick look. I believe it's 17 points, so it's going to be tough for Tamas in P2 to take the championship lead. You never know what can happen to Hladky. Let's hope nothing does. Or let's hope nothing bad happens. But yeah, it's definitely not going to be easy here. And it doesn't look like any of these drivers are going to improve. Hladky's still on a lap though. Tamas likewise come through Hoorn, now still on a lap as well. So there's time to find for both of them. TFJ saying it surprises him to see BMW so far down. Yeah, the M4 is not the best at Spa, to be honest. It's not the quickest at Spa at all. The Audis are very good. The Porsches seem to be quite good as well. Ferraris are really quick. Astons are good at Spa. And obviously the Hondas as well. But where's Hladky? He's coming through prawn. Tamas is a 10th up. Could he possibly get P3 here in this qualifying session? Now coming through the final chicane. Maybe even pole position as he exits the final chicane. I think it might be pole. Oh no, he's lost it on the exit. It's going to be so close though. P3 there for Tamas. Hladky's still on a lap. He needs to find 2/10, and no, he hasn't found it yet. He was a 10th up. It's going to be difficult for him to find 2/10 here in the last sector unless he can get it done into that final chicane. But he needs to be really brave on the brakes to find a whole 2/10 there. It's going to come up into the braking zone, and he's actually found 3/10, 4/10, but he's got a bit deep. And I just think he's going to lose all of that on the exit, and he has done, but there we go. That's pretty much your qualifying session over, and we'll be back very shortly for the start of the race. So we're on the formation lap now, and it all comes down to this last race of the championship. And the track's much colder than it was in qualifying. It's 14 degrees now, ambient and track temp. So tyre pressures are going to be absolutely crucial here. Even off there, doing some interesting tyre warming. We've got a few comments in the chat. JR showing his support for Pizuk and Mullard, saying the 216s and 17s are flying here. Rocco saying good luck everyone. Lee showing his support for Ivanov. Now will Ivanov pull away in this one? He was saying he was on for a 216.1, but he messed up the lap. So if Ivanov was able to do those sort of lap times, and what's happening there to Alessandro? Yeah, if Ivanov was able to do those sort of lap times, he has a good chance of pulling away and taking the lead of the race, or taking the win. He's already starting on pole. Let's get a quick track walk of Spa. So obviously coming into turn 1, they'll be starting on the exit of turn 1 due to the rolling start, but through La Source, then Arouge Radion, down the Camel straight through Les Combes, then down to Brussels through No Name, then down to Pouhon. Then we've got a bit of a chicane there, can't remember the corner name there, but Stavelot, then all the way down this long sector 3 through Blanchemont, and then through the final bus stop chicane to complete your lap at Spa. It's a long lap here, 2-minute lap times as we've seen in qualifying. If you're not familiar with GT3 lap times here at Spa. And obviously we do have a mandatory pit stop in this race as well, so strategy comes into play. I'm sure most of the drivers will be changing their tyres, but we're lining up side by side now. We should be lining up side by side here. There we go. Now Ivanov's starting on pole on the right hand side, Alessandro starting in P2 on the left. It's kind of difficult to say which side benefits. Obviously Ivanov's going to be slightly ahead due to starting on pole. You can see there Alessandro not quite level with him. Saying nice graphics, yeah, ACC TV has blessed us as well with these graphics. We're about to get going here. Now they're going to be too wide going down through Radion. It's not going to be easy. But who's going to get the jump? And we've got the long Camel straight as well. Slipstream is going to be very important, but we should be green any moment now. There we go. Ivanov off to a good start, but Alessandro there in the Honda. Oh, it's so close there. Side by side steer, and Alessandro slightly. Oh, I think that's Mullard off. Got a bit of oversteer coming through Arouge, and that's Mullard and someone else off into the wall as well. So Mullard's had a massive crash. Ivanov holds on, but the slipstream from the Hondas really strong there. Don't think he's going to have the inside. Oh, bit of contact there. Tamas has made contact with Alessandro. I think Tamas very late on the brakes. Alessandro's going to drop down the order. Tamas has dropped down the order as well, but Alessandro unfortunately not coming off well from that incident, but he's got some work to do now to try and catch back up. We do have a pit window as well, so Alessandro can't pit just yet. What a shame there. And as a result, Ivanov's already pulled almost a 2-second lead to now Hladky, who's in P2. Pizek up into P3 after that little entanglement with a few of those drivers up front. Bitboot in P4, who's gained 4 positions off the start already. Cosford also gaining 4 positions off the start. So these two, both Bally's Esports drivers, have moved up the order massively there on the start. Tamas now looking to gain some places back, but he's going to have some damage on the front of his car. And that is Osh, who's up into P10. Carbine Hoorn into P9, started P13, so he's also gained 4 positions. So a lot of drivers gaining 4 positions here. And now he's looking to go for a move on Ludviken. He's got the slipstream. Can he get it done into the bus stop chicane? He's going to need to be later on the brakes. I think it's a bit too far back to go for that though. And yeah, he goes for the sensible option and stays in his position. Oh, that's contact between Osh and I think, who is that who made contact with him? We've got a bit of chaos in the background. Osh facing the wrong way. I'm not sure who. Oh, it was Duran who made contact with Osh, unfortunately. And Duran looking down the inside. I think he's having to defend against Alessandro. He's going to go around the outside there through the source. And he's got that move done easy peasy. But Ivanov still with this lead of 1.8 seconds, so it hasn't really changed. Hladky keeping him honest so far. We're only 3 minutes into the race and it's felt like an eternity. We've had so much going on here. Pizek still managing that gap to Hladky as well. He's lapping really quickly in that Porsche. You wouldn't really expect the Porsche to be that far up the grid, but we've seen people make it work before, and Pizek is another one of those who really just gels with this car, and he's looking good so far to take a podium position, but it's still very early on into the race. I'm not going to say anything yet, just in case we put the commentator's curse on a few more people, a few more drivers. And for those that are watching, we know how strong the commentator's curse is. Like I was saying, somebody crashes lap 1, yeah, it's what happens when you've got a grid of over 20-25 cars. Just part and parcel of these big grid races. And I think we started the season off with about 45 cars. Can you imagine how hectic that must have been? That would have been even here at Spa. But Jan Barth now catching up to Van Putten, I believe. Barth started P15. He's made up 4 places. But he's just keeping within the Honda's slipstream here. The Honda going slightly deep into the final chicane. Look how much Barth is caught up there on the exit of the bus stop chicane, and he's not going to have a look into turn 1. Van Putten seemed to be going defensive there. He's back over to the racing line, and that's Alessandro in the background looking for a move here on a Barton. Barton's left him the room on the inside, but they're still going to be side by side here, coming down towards Eau Rouge. I think Barton may have to give this position up. He's slightly behind, and yes, he does. He tucks back in to the slipstream. That's Mullard there in the pits, just exiting the pits. We saw him have an off through Eau Rouge, obviously, and we're going to bring up the replay in a moment just to see exactly what happened with Mullard at the start. The gap at the top slightly coming down. That last lap from Ivanov was a 10th quicker than Hladky, but maybe this lap Hladky is closed in by a couple tenths. Pizek still about 2 seconds to Hladky. He was about 1.5, maybe losing some time now, but he'll want the top 2 to battle with each other. You can see Whitboot and Tamas now battling for P4. I think Tamas with the fastest lap of the race at 2:17.3. Tamas, after his mistake, is really going to have to fight hard here if he wants to keep P2 in the championship, and it's not looking likely so far. The gap between Tamas and Ivanov in the championship, just 8 points, and Ivanov's going to gain a lot of points here if he finishes P1 in this race. Got a few comments coming in on the stream. TFJ saying Osh dropped down. Matthew Jordan saying I'd love to join this PC league. How much are you looking at for a PC to run ACC? For really, well, for decent graphics, you can possibly get a second-hand PC for around £500 to £600. Second-hand market is quite decent if you want to get a pretty beefy PC to run ACC. I'm sure if you join our Discord, there'll be a few people to help you out with PC specs and whatnot. The link to our Discord should be in the description. If it's not, just tag us and we'll post it in the chat. But back to the racing. Wittvoet losing that position now to Tamas. So Tamas up into P4. Wittvoet not able to hold that position. Cosford down in P6. Lost a lot of time to Wittvoet up ahead. He's 3.4 seconds back. And looks like Ivanov's opening the gap to Hladky now as well. But we'll keep an eye on the top 5 shortly. As we go down to P9, Carl Van Hoorn on the back of Viken now. Let's see if he can get this move done. Van Hoorn that last lap on a 220 flat. Viken on 226, so it's really lacking pace here in the beginning. Maybe tyre pressure's not correct. You can see there he seems to have a lot of understeer. Maybe turning a bit too late, but they're going to be side by side coming down towards P1. Carl Van Hoorn on the outside in the Aston. Can he hold it around the outside here? Oh, a bit of hesitancy there from Van Hoorn. Maybe tried to avoid coming into contact with the McLaren, but oh, a bit of door rubbing between the two, and Viken wide. Van Hoorn upper position there into P8, Viken down into P9. Now they've got Alessandro close behind them, who's making his way back up the field. But he also has a lot of work to do if he wants to score some decent points here. Alessandro in the championship is currently P5, and for them 5th place get free entry into next season. Bonenberger in P6 in the championship on 426, Alessandro on 437, so an 11-point difference between those two. But where is Bonenberger? He is down in P22, so yeah, not really anything to worry about for Alessandro. And Viken wide there, he's going to lose that position to Alessandro as well. Can he try and follow him through though to gain that position back on Van Hoorn, who's going defensive now, coming up towards La Source? And Alessandro, I think he thought about the switch back there, but there wasn't enough room. Van Hoorn defended that well, but the Honda's going to have the superior straight line speed coming down towards Rouge, and yeah, Van Hoorn's had to back out of that. Look how quick that Honda is. Oh, almost losing the car there through Radion, but Van Hoorn now is going to have to go defensive against Viken, who's looking left. Now he's going to look right down the inside at the end of the Kemmel straight, come to Lecombe. Can he get it done? He needs to be later on the brakes, but no, backs out of that move. And Van Hoorn holds on to that position once more. We've got Barton in P12 now. He's running quite well here so far. He was complaining earlier in the season that his Lamborghini wasn't handling very well. He wanted to switch cars, but stuck it out in the end. And he's battling for P11 at the moment. Bonenberger, I believe that's Bonenberger in front, who may have had a bit of a collision and is now a lap down. But yeah, we'll bring up that replay very shortly. You can see exactly what happened at the start between Millard, and it may have been Bottenberger as well, because they're both P22 and P23 now. Good to see Kieran in the comments as well. It has been a while. DD showing the support for the Run DJC team. JR saying Alessandra's a top dude and driver, great team with GTWR. Yeah, they're a really good team. I know there's a lot of esports teams competing here in this championship at the moment, especially with the top three getting real motorsport trophies at the end of the season. Look at the top two now within a second. So we're lapping in the 2:16s now. That's serious race pace. And Ivanov, that last lap of 2:17.4, so Hadley's really catching up. And Ivanov may have got a track limit warning there. Not too sure, it could have been no time gain, but he did invalidate his lap. And Ivanov may be thinking about defending now. Ladke, look how much he's catching up there. Into Lecombe, coming down towards Brussels now. Just a long right-hander. See, there's slightly different lines for the two. Ladke taking sort of a double apex there through No Name now. Both these drivers very evenly matched, but Ladke just seems to have the edge at the start of the race. Ivanov did say he was able to lap 2:16.1 in qualifying, but I think the consistency at the moment isn't there for Ivanov, which is quite unlike him. But you can see there in the background, or in the back, that is Ladke. We're getting into the night here. It should be dark very soon. 9:40 PM here at Spa. Pretty much the only thing you can see in this view is Ladke's headlights. But as they come through Blanchimont now, Ivanov holding onto this position where we look down towards P12. Barth still battling, now with Barton actually. He was battling with Van Putten, but he seems to have got past. Van Putten doesn't really have anyone close to him. Valander and Versteeg, P14 and P15, are battling out. It's BMW versus Audi. Versteeg fairly new to the SimZone as well. We'll see if we can go. Got the right one. There we go. Let's see if we can go on board here with Versteeg while we try and bring up the replay very shortly. I keep saying I'm going to bring it up, but it's just too much action that we don't want to miss here. And we can see that's Ivanov having to go defensive against Ladke there as well. We'll bring up the full on board so we can see both battles at once. Ivanov really having to defend. Now Ladke's putting on the pressure, and he needs to be doing so if he wants to hold on to this championship lead. Or this championship lead. I don't think, though, if they finish as they are, well, I know for a fact if they finish as they are, Ladke will still take the lead of the championship. And they're side by side now. Ivanov has the inside. Can Ladke hold it round the outside? He's going to try it. And he's going to have the inside for the next left-hander. But are they still side by side? They are. Ivanov slightly wide. And I think he's had to back out of that. Let's see as he exits the corner. Yes, he has. Ladke now into the lead of the race. And Ivanov down into P2. Great racing between the top two here. And back to this battle between Versteeg and Valander. Versteeg flashing the lights there. A bit later in the brakes into put the BMW in front onto the grass. Maybe trying to work together to catch the guys in front. They are side by side as well. And we go trackside between the two. Well, there's a massive battle going on here for P13. That's Valander slightly wide. There's non-stop action here in this final round. Everyone's giving it their all, and they're putting on a great show here. But Versteeg up into P14, Valander down into P15. They've got Cameron in P16 and Donatas in P17 here. All four of these drivers battling for P13, and Donatas down the inside there, coming through Blanchimont. He's at the inside, and they're going to be side by side though. This is very risky between the two. Cameron there slightly wide, but he's held on to that position, and just up ahead, Valander not able to regain that position, and Versteeg now looking to pull away. He's already got a slight gap there to the BMW behind, and he's going to want these three behind him to continue battling as they are. It seems like the Aston from Cameron and Donatas in the Lexus, they seem to be slightly faster than Valander now, lapping in the 223s, whereas Valander in the 225s. And if they get stuck behind Valander, it's really going to allow Versteeg to pull away here. And that's Donatas looking down the inside. He's got past Cameron. He's going to go down the inside there of Valander, and he's got the move done. Can Cameron follow through? Bit of contact between the two, but Cameron has followed through, and they both get past Valander there. Bit of elbows out there for Cameron, but nothing really major at all. Just hard racing between these three. And the gap at the top now, a second, so Hladky's been able to put away. Lap times are getting slower, track's getting colder as well. We've got so many more comments coming in. Kieran saying some great racing going on, glad not too much has changed. Kieran saying yes, some holiday gifts for me. Oh, I wonder what that is. He's also saying the Aston is a beast. On Spa, yeah, it's really quick. The Honda as well, after its latest buff, is absolutely rapid. Possibly one of the quickest cars now in the game in ACC. And Donatas now looking for a move on Versteeg. So Versteeg hasn't actually been able to pull away as much as I thought he would have. He's pretty much now back in the fight, and you can see in the background, I think that's Brownhill, who's also catching up, just shy of 4 seconds off of P17, well, this group in fact, and Mullard still down in P23. And speaking of Mullard, we're going to have a quick look at what happened in that incident. So it did seem to be Mullard and Bodenberger caught in that incident. Donatas now has a slipstream. The straight line speed of the Lexus is really going to help him as well. Coming through Lecombe, he's going to be later on the brakes. No, couldn't try and brave around the outside, so he slotted back in. Then we are pretty much into the dark now. Not fully dark just yet, but almost there. I think we'll go on board here with Donatas. They're still putting on the pressure there to Versteeg. I'm still trying to get to quite a good angle for what happened between Mullard and Bodenberger at the start. See it come through Blanchimont now. Look at the closing speed there. He's had to lift massively, even a downshift there from Kusinskas in the Lexus. He's got slightly deep there. He's going to have to defend the inside though. That's Versteeg into the pits. Has anyone followed? No. So, Brownhill in the background has, but these three still on track are going to battle it out. See the amount of rubber there, the amount of dirt on the front of that Aston. And the Aston's now going to have the slipstream down the Kenmore Straight, but will he be able to keep up with the Lexus? You can see there just sparks flying there, and look at that, look how much time Kusinskas has gained, and he's just going to pull away now, if I'm not mistaken. But looking at Tamas in P4, he's caught up to the back of Pizuk, and that's Wittbrook behind him. So the two Audis, Wittbrook down the inside of Tamas, he's taken that opportunity, and he's not going to let Tamas back on track there. A great move there from Wittbrook, back up into P4, and Pizuk holds on and pulls away slightly as these two battle. Now Tamas back down the inside, Wittbrook's not looking to defend that. Slightly caught napping there, and Tamas regaining that position. Wow, there's so much going on here. Will we see either of these two pit? Looks like, yeah, Tamas into the pits now. Wittbrook stays out on track. The gap between the top two still a second. So pretty much Sladky managing that gap. And Ivanov not letting him get away either. But now, can Wittbrook catch up to Pizuk in the Porsche? Gap between these two, 2.3 seconds. Barth and Barton are still very close as well. Let's get a quick look at these two. Just a second separating these two as they cross the line. Wrong one. There we go. Finally. Still haven't got it right. We'll get there eventually. Kieran saying Cameron playing the waiting game, could be a mega move coming soon. Yeah, he might even go for an undercut. Oh, Jan there having to cut the top of Radion, maybe a bit loose. Maybe got a bit loose there. Brownhill, I believe, has been given the blue flag. He's obviously pitted. Barth not able to really close in. We'll go back to the top two though, who are still extremely close. Lee saying Brownhill's BMW looks so good. Yeah, custom liveries for most of the grid here. See that even of slightly different line. Maybe his car not able to take it as quickly as Vadke's, but he's closing in now actually. 8/10 is the gap between these two. So later on their brakes, slightly. Hladkie's Audi spitting flames there. Yeah, Ivanov has closed in through Lecomte. So we're going to bring up this replay now. I've been talking about it for quite a while. Just the camera angles for it aren't the best. But we'll have to go with this one. So, starting the race, this is where we saw the contact between Mullard there in the Audi and Bonenberg in the Porsche. And just watching the replay, they're about to get going. And it was through Eau Rouge that Mullard lost the car. I'm sure he's going to be beating himself up about that one. See here, side by side with Bonenberger, and he loses the car on the exit there and comes right across, and they both end up in the wall. And that was heavy damage for the both of them. And it doesn't look like Mullard was able to get the car or to drive the car back, so had to return to garage. Yeah, it was pretty much race over for him since then, but good to see him continuing. And the lead car's now just lapping some back markers who've already pitted. Alessandro up into P3 though. He obviously hasn't pitted either, but it will be interesting to see where he comes out after his mandatory stop. He's now in clean air, and he's able to put in these lap times. Last lap was a 2:18.4, so like I said as well, the lap time is getting slower as the track gets colder. However, make sure, if you haven't done so already, to like the stream. And we go back to the battle between Osh. Sorry, Osh still on track. Cameron into the pits, Kaczynski into the pits as well. Pizek battling for P&M and Wittvoet. So Wittvoet's got the job done, either on track or in the pits. We didn't quite see, but Pizek's not going to let him get away with this one so easily. A bit of oversteer there for the Audi in front, but he's held the car together nicely. Pizek looking to the inside and maybe just trying to play some mind games here, but it was a bit far back if he went for that move. You can see there, that's Kaczynski and Cameron going down the long pit lane here at Spa. Definitely would want to get a drive through. With that pit lane, but Pizek with a good exit. He's going to have the slipstream now on the Porsche, challenging for a move here down the Kemmel straight, which is unusual to see. Bit of door running between the two. Pizek on the outside, he's going to need to be much later on the brakes to hold it around the outside here. And I think he has Wittvoet slightly sliding there on the exit. Pizek, they're still side by side. Looks like Pizek, oh, he's run wide there. Onto the gravel slightly. Wittvoet's back down the inside now. Pizek's going to try it around the outside once more. He's gone deep. He's on the marbles at the moment. And Wittvoet holds on to that position. But great driving between the two. And Pizek almost had that position back. You can see in the background, that's Tamas, who's definitely going to be closing in there with these two fighting as much as they are. But it looks like Hladkie, Alessandro and Van Hoorn all into the pits. Also bring up the battle between Jan Barth and Greg Barton there. But Pizik, he's not losing any time. In fact, he's gaining now. And surprisingly, he's going to be alongside in the Porsche with the... After it's buff on the straight line. Oh, contact between the two. More contact there. And I think Pizik... I don't think he's going to have that move. What's going on there? Pizik moving across slightly. Getting their elbows out. That wasn't quite good between the two. They're going to need to keep this a bit cleaner. But Pizik's now got Tamas to worry. He's in a bit of an Audi sandwich here. Maybe getting a bit desperate for this move is Pizik. Wittvoet though holding onto the position. He's going to have to go really defensive here, coming down the camera straight if he wants to hold on. Pizik looking right. There's no space though that would have put him onto the cross. Wittvoet defending the inside. Pizik flashing lights once more. He's looking to the outside. No, but that's opened the inside for Tamas. Who's no, not going to take that move just yet. And Wittvoet holds on, but both of these drivers carrying a bit of damage. And another flash of lights there from Pizik. Could receive a warning for that. Needs to be careful here. But let's go on board. There we go, I've got it right this time. With Pizik continuously flashing his lights. Not really good to see, not what we like to see here at the SimZone. Hopefully he'll stop. But he's got Tamas still very close behind him. And Tamas a bit more patient here than he was at the start. I think he knows he's got time to make this move. And it looks like Barth as well, losing some time to Barton, so we'll turn that off the screen as well. They're not really close enough to be battling just yet. Pizik now pulling alongside, go back trackside to watch this battle. He's going to be on the outside coming through Boschemont. Wittvoet leaving him space, but Pizik running slightly wide. He's got that move done. Now Tamas is going to be on the outside for the bus stop chicane. He's later on the brakes, and he's going to have the inside for the latter of that chicane there, and he's got that job done as well. So Wittvoet losing 2 positions in that final sector. Maybe Pizik flashing the lights because he knows he's on stream. He's still flashing them as he's in front, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But Ivanov exits the pits, and he's come out. Oh, he's come out slightly ahead, but no, he hasn't got the speed to hold on to that position. So Hladky regains P1, Ivanov back down into P2, and the gap's once again a second between them. So it's pretty much exactly the same as it was before, even after the pit stops. And Ivanov's going to be on slightly colder tyres than Hladky. It's not going to benefit him. You can see they're already losing some time to Hladky in P1. The gap's almost 2 seconds now. But Osh into the pits. I believe Osh and one more are yet to pit. I think it might be Mullard. He's yet to serve his mandatory stop. Yep, it's Mullard. Who still hasn't served his stop. He's probably going to do another lap or so before pitting. You can see there, Ivanov loses some time to one of the back markers as well. I think that might be Harry in the Audi who's let him past. The gap's still about 1.8 seconds, so not much time lost. And there we go. It went up to 2.1. So, looks to be more than 1.8 seconds. Yeah, it looks to be about 2. But, yeah, it's fluctuating between 1.8 and 2.1. So Ivanov losing some time now, but I'm sure he's still going to be happy to hold on to P2 in this race and take home the championship. But looking down to P18, we've got still this battle going on. Valender's now come out ahead out of the pit stops. Look at this. That's Brown here on the outside, Brown there in the middle, and Kusinskas, he's going to make it 3 wide. I don't think it's going to be smart to. Oh no, he's down the inside. Brown here very late in the brakes. Around the outside up into P17, and Kusinskas timed that perfectly, gaining that position on Vander as well. So Vander down into P19, and Kusinskas up into P18, and Brownhill up into P17 as well. So Brownhill starting from the back, I think. Started P24 up into P7, up into P17 now. So he's gained 7 positions off the start. Well, not off the start. Up until now, he's gained 7 positions. Kenny saying Pizik's a veteran racer, kept his head, top man. Yeah, Pizik coming out on top in that battle, although it's not over yet, it's still going on here. Pizik a bit loose on the exit. He's got Tamas now right behind him. These two are going to be battling now. Tamas seems to be slightly quicker. That last lap from Pizik a 2:19.8, and for Tamas is a 2:19.2. In fact, Pizik seems to pull away in this final sector. Seems to be a strong point in the Porsche, especially this last bus stop chicane, where he gained so much time compared to the other cars, or other drivers. In fact, got another battle going on. Bring this one up on the second screen. We do in fact have another battle going on between Viken, Van Hoorn and Bourgeois, P8, P9 and P10. And Viken a bit late on the brakes there into the bus stop chicane. Bourgeois holding on to P8, Viken just behind, Van Hoorn there just at the tail end of the straight. And pit window pretty much closing. I think Mullard has served. Yep, he has served his mandatory stop. So that's good to see. And surprisingly, no one has got a drive-through. That might be the first time we've had a race without drive-throughs here. We can just cutting the top of Radion there. Got a bit loose, but he's held the car together nicely. Now the drivers don't have to worry about pit stops, it's just battles on track here. On board with Viken. See there, Pizik, Tamas having to get past back marker there. I think that's Clayton once again, who they're having to lap, but Clayton doing a good job of staying out of trouble. And it looks like we've got yellow flags on track somewhere. I wonder who that's for. I think Versteeg has lost the car, unfortunately. Versteeg, oh, I think he's binned it on the exit of Radion. and that might be some heavy damage there for Versteeg, and he returns the car to the pits. Unfortunate for him. May even be a retirement for Versteeg, but that's the thing with Spa, concentration has to be so high to just keep the car on track. It's one mistake going through a Rouge and Radion, it's pretty much game over, like we saw at the start as well. Looking behind, Van Hoorn has dropped off slightly, he's about 2 seconds back now. Beacon sticking with Bourgeois and the Ferrari up ahead. He's also doing a good job at holding off Tamas. And Fastluuk not as close as he was before, he's about nearly 3 seconds back. At the moment it's a bit of stalemate between Bourgeois and Beacon. They're not really gaining or pulling away from one another. So on board with Tamas then. This battle for the final podium position. And Tamas has the slipstream, but not close enough into the Boston chicane to get this move done. Needs to keep the pressure onto Pizik though. He hasn't really been able to get alongside Pizik. They're pretty much matching lap times at the moment. Actually, that last lap, Tamas 4/10ths quicker. But he's not able to get alongside for that move just yet. They're completely flat through Rouge. And the gap's about 5/10ths between the two. Lee saying that Spa needs to GoFundMe for some trackside lighting. No, who needs lighting on a track when you've got headlights on a car? And we're not an F1. Oh, big slide there for Pizik to have gone. He's lost a lot of time there. That's going to allow Tamas to maybe pull alongside him. He's going to have to look to the outside, and he does. But is he going to go for a switchback? Pizik sliding once more. Those rear tyres maybe eaten up, just due to how much he's having to push the car and the pressure possibly getting to Pizik now. Tamas running slightly wide there. Looks like Bonenberg and Kusinskas both in the pits. Test in the comments saying saw him too late, so there must have been some contact at some point. JR saying Chris is going rally crossing, yeah, almost, but a bit deep there into the bus stop chicane. Tamas once again now has the opportunity to maybe go for a move. Pizik's acceleration in that Porsche is slightly better. He's managed to give himself a bit of a gap, but he's having to go defensive now. Can Tamas go for a little switch back here? Pizik deep on the brakes into turn 1. And Tamas gonna go for it. Pizik shuts the door. He has every right to do so as well. He's held on once more, but he's going to have to go defensive, very defensive early on here, down the Kemmel straight. Tamas is going to have to pull to the outside, waits till the last second to pull out of the slipstream. He's going to need to be later on the brakes, but I don't think he's going to be able to do it that time around. And exceptional racing from both of these two, and really good defending from Pizik to hold on to P3 for so long. Saying only from a spectator point of view. Nah, you can see everything perfectly. Just if you're watching it on your phone, turn up your brightness. As long as you can see the cars, that's the main. Yeah, Tamas backing off slightly now. You can see there he's now strolling with grip here. But we'll keep an eye on this battle. Let's go back to the battle. Oops, go back to the battle for the lead. Ivanov is caught up to Hladky after the 2-second gap they had. It's really come down now. Ivanov that last lap a whole second quicker than Hladky, and Ivanov almost into the 2:16s. Almost lapping in the 2:16s. They're going to be lighter on fuel, of course. But still, that's amazing pace. Especially with such a cold track. Got a few other battles going on as well. Oh, that's Tamas down the inside there of Pizik. Has he got the move done? I think we're going to have to bring this up really quickly. Tamas tried to go for a move there. Oh, Pizik very sideways on exit. And Tamas, has he got the job done? It's going to be so close. They're still side by side. Tamas on the marbles. He's still trying to get this move done, but he's got the inside there. And he's going to have the inside for No Name. Tamas up into P3. And now Pizik's going to have to do all this work all over again to try and regain that position. But great driving from Tamas, from the both of them really. And yeah, Pizik's going to have to try and get this move back. With only, well, with not much time left to go in the race. Just 10 minutes left. We'll see if he can get the move done on Tamas. He's saying only the big screen. Yeah, that's right. But top two there, just getting past. I believe that's Valander and the BMW. Now there are other battles going on. Bourgeois and Viken still battling it out. Looks like that is Clayton up ahead. Flash of the lights there from Bourgeois. Clayton letting them through. And I have to say, Clayton's done an amazing job at letting the lead cars through, not causing them any trouble whatsoever. Viken very late on the brakes there. He's closed in massively. That's Van Hoorn behind. Now Van Hoorn's been there, but that gap's still been about 2 seconds. He hasn't really been able to close in. He's lapping pretty much at the same pace as Viken. 2:19.7s, 2:19.8s. Bourgeois in the 2:19.5s currently, but Viken's going to have the slipstream of Clan. Struggling on the straight here, but he is going to close in. A bit of a wiggle there for Viken. He's not going to be able to get this move done just yet. Having a look at the top two again as well. They're still very close. It's going to come down to the wire for those two, Hladky and Ivanov. They've been battling pretty much since the start of the race, and even after the pit stops they've been inseparable. Hooschii now catching up to Brown here. Gap's about 1.3 seconds between these two. They've got Cameron behind as well, P15. But he's 2.3 seconds back. And after Pizik lost that position, or I'll reword that actually, after Tamas got past, he's been able to pull away. He's extending the gap to 2 seconds now. Both these drivers seem to be struggling with their tyres, struggling with the rear end. Yeah, back to this battle for P7. Viken losing a bit of time now. Bourgeois pulling away slightly. That last lap he was 3/10 quicker. Ivanov not able to get past Hladky yet either, just 5.5 minutes left of the race to go. He's saying Ivanov for the win. It's going to be tough. He's got the slipstream though. I think we'll switch this over here. It's going to be tough for Ivanov with just 5 minutes left of the race to go. Viken also looking to gain another position, but it's looking to be tough for Viken as well. He's pretty much lapping same times as Bourgeois. It's interchanging. One lap Viken's quicker, the other lap Bourgeois' quicker, so the gap coming down, then extending once again. And looks like, what's happened here? Has Ivanov made a mistake? He has. He's lost heaps of time there to Hladky. And Lee, if anyone's to blame that commentator's curse, they're not going to blame it on me, they're going to blame that on you. Finally, I'm not the one to put the commentator's curse on something. But look how close Viken is now to Bourgeois. I think Viken's going to have to go for a send some way if he wants to get this move done. Van Hoorn in the background now 3 seconds back. Sort of in contention, but not really a threat for these two in front. They're going to be continuing to focus on their battle. Yes, the gap at the top, 2.6 seconds now. Ivanov's definitely lost it somewhere, or made a mistake somewhere, I should say. A slight lift there for Viken. He's going to be in the slipstream. Ferrari seems to have the upper hand on the straights, even with Viken in the slipstream. Viken later on the brakes. This is where he definitely catches up. On entry at least, but he loses some of it on the exit. Oh, and I thought that was a mistake from Bourgeois. It looks like it was, because Viken is really closing in now. But Viken had to have a slight lift on exit, almost lost the car, or maybe almost lost the car. So just lifted off the throttle to get a bit of stability. He's closed back in once again. You've seen this pretty much every lap. He closes in sector 1 and sector 2. He loses some time somewhere. And in fact, let's bring up the comparison so we can see where Viken's actually losing time. So that last lap he was slightly quicker, half a tenth quicker. And sector 1, yeah, that's where Viken is quicker. Sector 2 loses 3/10. And yeah, that seems to be where Viken is losing time, and it's evident here that he's losing time in sector 2. And almost into sector 3 now. That's where Viken can capitalise on the slipstream. Back trackside, where is race leader Hladky? So he is on the final lap now. Ivanov 3.4 seconds back. Doesn't really look like he'll be taking the win here at Spa, but Ivanov, if we look at the standings, has had 2 first place finishes this season. So at round 6, which I believe was, let's double check. I can't even remember what last round. Indianapolis was last round, of course. So he had a win at Indianapolis, and then a win in round 4, which was Kota. But Hladky here coming up towards the final chicane. He's going to take the win here at Spa with a hard-fought battle with Ivanov, and taking that win with Ivanov finishing P2, taking the championship. So Ivanov, your season 6 championship there, championship leader or championship winner. Had a bit of contact there with Hladky at the end as they crossed the finish line, but Tamas coming across the line. Oh, he's coming up to the final corner, and he's going to take P3. So Hladky taking the championship. Ivanov is probably going to finish in P2 in the championship. Tamas, actually no, it's going to be close. We're going to have to work it out at the end. So yeah, Hladky takes the championship. Ivanov in P2, I can't remember what I said now. But Pizik in 4th, Luciano Vitvoot in 5th, Cosford in 6th. Yeah, huge congratulations to Hladky for taking the championship though. Donatas saying it's coming flat through Radion, Saw Versteeg sideways on track, and it was too late at that point. But there we have it, top 3, Hladky, Ivanov and Tamas. We'll see if we can get a quick interview with the top 3. I know Hladky will be willing to do an interview. I'm not too sure about the other two though. And you can just hear the fireworks going off in the background. I'll just wait to get an interview with Hladky. But yeah, what a race we had for the final round here at Spa. Great way to end it off. Donatas saying I made mistakes in tracks where you could have had a decent result. Lack of practice. Hopefully next season, Donatas, you can have a better season. I think Hladky might be a bit too busy celebrating. We might not even get an interview, but we'll wait a few more minutes. I know Jan saying got a top 10 as well, so he's happy with that. Yeah, top 10 in the Porsche at Spa is definitely something to be happy about. There we go. Looks like we've got Hladky here with us now, and congratulations, massive congratulations on the win in the championship. Just tell us how you're feeling after that.
It definitely feels amazing. Thank you so much, guys. Well, the championship that was really. I had some highs and lows, but definitely the consistency was the key here, and yeah, I'm very proud of myself.
Yeah, it looked like a tough last race as well between you and Ivanov, but it's well deserved.
Yeah, I started from P4 after a not so good quali, and then Thomas and Katrikal, I think that was. They touched, and
Yeah.
I gained the positions on that, and then the beautiful overtake at Piff Puff. It was just a beautiful one.
Yeah, it was a great move. We saw it on the stream as well. Definitely want to save in a highlights reel. But yeah, congratulations. You'll be taking that trophy home. We'll sort that out after the stream as well. But yeah, once again, congratulations. And I think it's time to go celebrate now.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much, guys. Amazing organization, everything. The people that race here. Thank you so much, guys, to you. And hopefully see you in the next one.
Yep, hopefully. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
So there we have it then. That was Hladky Championship winner here for Season 6. And that rounds it off for the PC season. But we'll see you on Sunday. We'll be live next for Round 7. Also at Spa for the console championship. But until then, we shall see you later. And good night.